Hello everybody, welcome back. My name's Meg.
And I'm Mari.
And this is Spine and Ink.
Yes, today we are going to be covering, playing a little game that we are going to be talking about book superlatives.
Yeah, so I made us a list of, there's like 14 superlatives, and then we're just assigning books and or characters to each superlative high school style. So let's just get right on into it.
You want to start?
Oh.
So
I'll start.
Cool.
So first up, most likely to make you ugly cry.
What book do you
Yeah,
think
I know your answer.
You know my answer. But maybe I'll come up with a different one. They're both by Rebecca Yarros, though. The two I can come up with.
Yeah. What do you have?
I have The Things We Leave Unfinished.
Mm-hmm.
Duh. Come on now. Or The Last Letter.
Yeah, The Last Letter made me ugly
sad.
cry. I will always say Kingdom of Ash. That will always make me ugly cry. Another one that made me ugly cry is I'm Glad My Mom Died by Jeanette McCurdy.
I haven't read it yet, but I want to listen to it rather than read it.
Yeah, I listened to it too.
It's not available right now, so.
And I ugly cried. That was such a good memoir.
That's what I've heard. So I just, once it's available, I want to listen to it because I feel like it'll be better received. But that's what I've heard. That's the general consensus.
One I know is going to make me ugly cry is Manacled. When I do get to it, it's on the list, it's downloaded, and I will get to it, and I know that that's going to make me cry.
Yeah. Okay, our next one, most likely to be thrown across the room. I'm trying to think. There are different reasons I would throw a book.
I think I have a couple.
Okay.
One of them, Pretty Girls, Karen Slaughter. I love that book. I've talked about it before. But I threw that book across the room because I was so freaked out.
Valid.
And also so mad. Same with Verity, Colleen Hoover. I did throw that across the room. There's more, but I gotta keep thinking.
Honestly, a lot of fantasy books, ACOTAR. The first ACOTAR, I was just getting so annoyed. I was like, oh my god. And then I pushed through, and I'm so glad I did. And I feel the same about Iron Flame.
Yeah.
Iron Flame is a big one for me. That, I did throw that book. Mm-hmm. But there are some that I'm like, oh, I would be like, that's too good. I need to, take a pause.
Yeah.
Or, throw it to be like, and freak out, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm like, what are some of those ones?
I threw Consider Me across the room a couple times.
Yeah. That is one. That is one.
Mac. We both just finished that.
Yeah.
And I threw that across the room a couple times because I was screaming and kicking my feet.
Yeah. If you liked Icebreaker, you'll love it. Mm-hmm. If you didn't like Icebreaker, you probably won't like it because I feel like they're linear, plot-wise are similar, where there's not a huge plot. That's not what you're reading for.
No,
you're reading for the relationship, and you're getting to know them throughout the book, and they're getting to know each other. It's more a fluffy relationship focused book, not plot focused book. So
yeah, I did throw that one across the room.
Keep that in mind, but really good.
I feel like thrillers most of the time. I throw thrillers across the room.
Yeah, and I haven't read many. There was one. Which one did I listen to that I needed to stop? And I was like, Keep It in the Family. Keep It in the Family.
I wanted to read that. I didn't know you read that.
Who is it by? I listened to it because Dad was like, hey, this book is really good.
Oh, wait. Yes. No, I remember.
And he told me the general plot. And I said, ooh, that sounds really good. Who is it by?
Keep It in the Family. I can't remember.
John Mars.
Okay. Yeah.
That one was crazy. That was crazy. And then I was like, oh, this is exactly what I predicted. Oh, just kidding. So
that's how I feel about Geneva Rose's books. I was like, this is exactly what I thought. And then I was like, it's actually not at all what I thought.
Yeah. But that one, if I was physically reading it, I would have tossed it many times.
Best plot twist that ruined your life. Spoiler free.
Can I use the same book multiple times?
Yeah.
The Things We Leave Unfinished?
Yeah.
I will never shut up about this book on this podcast. Just know. Just be aware. I'm trying not to go with my basic ones. But a lot of these are like the reasons why some of my favorite books are my favorite, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of hard because I want to say Fourth Wing. Like, Fourth Wing had some really good plot twists, but like the later books too. That whole series.
Yeah, Iron Flame, the end of that ruined my life.
Yeah.
Ruined my life. I didn't read anything for like a year.
That one, as much as I complain about
my life.
push through Violet being insufferable, and it
is worth it.
So good.
Yeah, it is really worth it.
It sent me into a year-long slump.
Mm-hmm.
So, that one too. Gosh, I'm thinking really hard.
Oh, the end of Serpent and the Wings of Night. I know that you didn't like that one.
Yeah, no, but it's a crazy plot twist.
Yeah, but the plot twist at the end,
it was good.
Really wrecked me. I was very upset.
Yeah, the reasons I didn't like that book were just like preferences. So I can totally admit that like.
Yeah, really the plot twist in that book was really devastating. Yeah, that's all I can think of.
Gosh, what else? We didn't come up with these beforehand. We're just like,
this is off the cusp.
So, I'm going to think of one later, and I'm going to be like, oh my gosh, I should have said this book. Most unhinged main character.
Okay, hold on. I gotta look up her name. Her name is escaping me.
Oh, I have to think really hard about this. I'm going into... There's a few.
Ari from You Again. She's so unhinged, like incredibly strange and weird, and but that book is so good. I loved her, but yeah, she's incredibly unhinged. Dolly Alderton, the main character of her own book, that bitch is unhinged.
Unhinged.
Yeah, really unhinged.
But like, I love her. I'm just like, I just want to be friends with you. Like,
I know, she's so awesome.
She's so awesome. What's the main guy in... Okay, so this book I read a long time ago. Forgive me. I was influenced. Crew, right? From A Million Kisses in Your Lifetime?
I've never read it.
Murphy. That entire book is unhinged. Crew, yeah. Crew Lancaster from A Million Kisses in Your Lifetime.
Oh my gosh, I forget about this book all the time. Stephen DeMarco from Tell Me Lies. If you've read it, you understand. That man is a psycho. Yeah, that's a really unhinged man. And you get his perspective too, and it's like, oh God. Yeah, really, really rough.
Ooh. I have another one.
Mm-hmm.
Josh from Twisted Hate.
Yeah.
He's just wild. And then one specific thing he does, I'm just like, that, I will never forgive him for it. It's so crazy. Just that whole book too. I'm just like, yeah.
Yeah, no.
That's another one.
Okay, number 5. Best slow burn that was worth the wait. Peyton and Kai. Powerless. Oh my gosh, by Lauren Roberts. And So Sorry Girl. I haven't read Reckless, and I tried, and I just like couldn't do it. I think I am going to try again. Mm-hmm. I just think it wasn't the right time. And I know that it's just even more of a slow burn throughout the next book. And then her Fearless is the next one. Yeah, that's coming out soon. And like she keeps putting spoilers, and I know that that's even, it's just more slow burn. But anyways, that was the slowest of the slow burns in a YA romance that I've read or romantasy that I've read in a really long time. And it was so good.
Yeah.
It was so good.
I still haven't read it.
You would like it. It's fun.
I am thinking really hard. I haven't read a lot of like slow burns because I'm impatient.
I consider some of Emily Henry's books slow burns.
I was gonna say, I feel like those take a minute. Mm-hmm. But still though.
Like Funny Story, I think, is probably her slowest of the slow burns.
Funny Story does take a while, and it's
really good.
It's so worth it.
Yeah.
It's really worth it. Guys, everything I read is like straight to the point. I haven't read enough slow burns to comment on this category.
Wow, that's crazy.
I know, isn't that crazy? I gotta work on that. No, I just
very like insta love is kind of what you read.
Yeah, but not on it's not even on purpose necessarily. I'm impatient, so I kind of worry that if I read a slow burn, I'm not gonna like it. But I haven't, so how would I know?
I have another one, and this is so random, but the entire series of The Selection, that's a slow burn. I mean, the burn is happening throughout the entirety of all of the books. It's like 4 books.
I read
and that's
the first one way back in the day.
I had a great time. I had a great time reading those. Yeah, that was a slow burn. That was worth it. She was annoying sometimes, the main character. Real. America. What's her name? She was annoying, but...
Real? It's YA.
But the slow burn was good. It was worth it. No. I would kind of consider most of all you a slow burn.
That is true.
Mia Sheridan.
That is true. And that's a really good book. Okay, then that's my answer. That one's really good. It's super good. Next one. Most likely to keep you up all night. See, again, I haven't read a lot of fantasy, so all of the fantasy I've read, I just want to say, because that's just the nature of the genre, is that it makes you plot and think and theorize and all that. So I'm I want to just say all of the fantasy I've read.
Yeah.
But I am still new to the genre, so I'm but Fourth Wing, Iron Flame, Onyx Storm, just because I'm so invested, those keep me up at night, because I just be theorizing 24/7.
Most likely to keep me up all night, one that I actually have not read yet, but I'm thinking that it is going to be the one that will keep me up all night, is Legendborn. Legendborn, Oathbound, that series that I have not read yet. Mm-hmm. But I keep seeing fantastic reviews.
Yeah.
And everyone loves it so much. And that one it's also YA, I think.
Oh, interesting.
And so I feel that'll be kind of in the slow burn YA romantasy category, and those always keep me up all night.
Yeah. Now I'm thinking okay, not just theorizing keep me up all night thinking about it, just I could never recover. I don't want to go to sleep because I want to remain in the day that I was still reading that book. Plenty of books keep me up at night. Keeping in the Family kept me up at night. That's for sure.
Yeah, Pretty Girls kept me up at night.
That is for sure.
Kept me up at night.
Another one that really made me think, but I wouldn't necessarily put in this category, but I was thinking about it for a few days, was Still Alice. I read that book and I was ooh, this made me think really hard. And it kind of sent me into a bit of an existential crisis, just a tad. So that one too. But read that book. It's a really good book. But yeah, it sent me into a thought spiral. It was scary. But really good book. But I was kind of just oh my gosh, what if that happens to me? I gotta do everything right now, that kind of thing. I don't want to speak too much about it, but that was one where I was really thinking about it for a long time. But it was really good.
So. Okay. Thriller. Is that what is it?
Still Alice. It's about a woman that gets early onset dementia.
Oh, I haven't read
Alzheimer's.
It. I haven't heard of it.
Not dementia, Alzheimer's. Different names. Oh yeah, so she was a Harvard professor and gets early Alzheimer's. And so it's about her
Oh wait, I've seen they made it into
it.
Okay, yeah.
Or a TV show, but I think it's a movie.
And that lady that's really famous is in it, and and her husband is also another really famous guy. Yeah. I'm terrible with names, but okay, yeah.
And it's really, really good.
Yeah, I didn't read it. But I will read it.
It sent me spiraling. I don't know why.
Well, I mean, it's it sent me spiraling too.
But it sent me spiraling a little bit. So.
Okay. Best fictional world you'd want to live in?
Oh. I want to live in literally could, but this isn't even fantasy. I just want to live in the Windy City universe where just all of these people exist, just because I love them so much.
No, I get it.
They're Windy City, or oh god, the Emily Henry universe. Just a big warm hug. I just want to be there. in any of those locations. I just want to be there. If we're talking fantasy.
Valaris, hands down. Sorry, I will never want to be anywhere else. I will always want to be in Valaris.
Yeah.
That's the only answer for me.
It's just like so. I feel like if I was there, I would just always be at peace. I don't care what I'm doing.
There's no other answer for me. I literally have no other answer. That's it.
No, totally valid. I would agree.
I have to live there.
As much as I love Fourth Wing, I don't want to be there.
No, I don't want to be
there. So scary.
I don't want to be there.
I'm good. As much as I would love to ride a dragon and like be super badass, I would not cross the parapet.
I'm too scared of heights.
Yeah, I wouldn't even try. I'd be like in the healer's quadrant. Like,
I'd be a scribe for sure.
I don't know. But Valaris.
Yeah, Valaris.
Ugh.
That's it.
Yeah.
Just Valaris.
Ooh. Okay. Most chaotic friend group.
I know exactly what this was. The second I saw this question, I knew exactly who it was going to be. Maple Hills series. And it has to be Icebreaker, Wildfire, Daydream.
That
most chaotic friend group.
I feel like you get the best of it in Icebreaker.
Yeah, you do. I think the found family is the strongest in Icebreaker.
It's definitely the strongest in Icebreaker.
Wildfire is, they're in a completely different location.
Yeah.
And
Wildfire's a little different. We still get some of the found family, and it's like different characters, but then we don't see them again. So it's kind of like...
Daydream is hard because a lot of them are graduated at that point.
Yeah, so they're not like living together. You're not seeing them all the time. They're still mentioned a lot. We still get plenty of them, but it's just not the same. God, I just love Icebreaker so much.
Yeah, that
whole friend group, their group chat is so funny. Yeah. I love it so much. Yeah.
I think as we get further into Becca Max series,
I was gonna say, I feel like it's gonna be very similar.
Consider Me, Play With Me. I can't remember the other ones. I know Play With Me is the next one. Unravel Me.
And then
Time Me Up. No, I'm kidding. That's what they give.
Real. I was like, girl.
Play With Me, Unravel Me. Shoot, I don't know. Something else. But I feel like, as we get further into that series.
Yeah, I was like, I could see the friend group. I was literally thinking that while reading Consider Me. I was like, I could see this friend group going the same direction that Maple Hills did. And I'm so excited about that.
And the nice thing about Consider Me in that whole series, what is that actual series? Like, does it have a title? I don't think it does.
Playing for Keeps.
Playing for Keeps. Playing for Keeps. Wow, good job.
I don't know where that came from. I pulled that out somewhere. I don't know. It was in there.
But yeah, that whole series, it's nice because it's not college and it's not in a school setting.
Yeah.
They're all adults. So it's not like we're having people graduate or weird going off into the world type of things. Like they're going
to stay there.
Yeah, they're going to stay all together.
They're sticking around.
And I've heard that the found family gets just even better.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. That's what I've heard too.
I'm so excited to keep going. So excited.
Yeah. Yeah, I was like, we're both going to have like the same answer for that one. You can't, if you answer anything other than Maple Hills, you're wrong.
I feel like, I haven't read the Tommen.
The Boys of Tommen. I haven't read it either.
I haven't read those, and that might.
One of my
that might be good too.
In Fort Collins, like loved that series. It was like one of her favorites.
Yeah, my best friend Beth has read it, and Beth loved it.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I know it's good. Everybody loves it.
Everyone loves it.
But
I haven't heard of someone not liking it.
I think that friend group might also get pretty chaotic. But okay, best romance that you'll never get over.
Come on now. Things we leave unfinished. Beach read. Just because they're just so sweet. I just love them. But thinking like relationship wise, The Right Move by Liz Tomford. This is just another opportunity for me to gush about my favorite books. I really am just going crazy on my favorites, but
I have a really random one for this one actually.
Oh, okay.
Holiday Romance by Catherine Walsh.
Read it.
Number 1 of the Fitzpatrick Christmas. And It's so good. And their relationship, yeah, I'll never get over that one.
Interesting.
I will never get over that one. And the true love
the true love
experiment. Yeah. That is the
true
that
love
is the right
experiment.
one, right? Soulmate Equation's the first one.
Yes.
Yeah, true love experiment. Fizzy. I love Fizzy. I love her.
I love that book.
What's his name? It starts
Connor.
with C. Connor. Fizzy and
he
Connor.
has an accent.
Yeah, Fizzy and Connor. I think about them all the time.
I love them.
And yeah, holiday
That's
romance.
a really good one. That is a really good one.
Mm-hmm.
They enter my mind often.
Yeah, True Love Experiment, so good.
So good.
I definitely recommend though that those like Soulmate Equation into True Love Experiment. Oh my gosh, sorry.
She's having a moment. It's okay.
Into the True Love Experiment.
Yeah.
Those are some of the only like standalone romances that I'm like, you have to read the first one first.
Yeah.
Because if you
just
don't,
sets up so much.
yeah, if you don't, you're going to be very confused because
Yeah.
there's a lot of like science-y,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
setup stuff that's
Yeah.
important to the second book.
I have another one. Yeah. Terms and conditions. Terms and
That was a good one.
conditions.
Wasn't like
Iris and
mind-blowing.
Declan. No, but I just love them. I just love them. Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah. And it's like one of my favorite tropes. Okay, what's our next one? Hit me. Most overrated. Divine Rivals.
Yeah, that's actually mine too.
Yeah. I
didn't
see
like
Divine
it.
Rivals in like every book recommendation video or post ever. Like everybody recommends it 24/7. I loved it. I loved it so much. This book changed my life. This book was like earth-shattering. It felt like a bad Wattpad book.
I don't know if it was that bad for me, but I just
No,
didn't.
it was just the feeling of it. I was just like, where's the I don't know. There was just like no substance.
Yeah, I didn't love it either.
No substance. To be fair, it was YA, which sometimes can feel a little watered down, but it felt really watered down.
Yeah. Yeah,
And I
unfortunately,
was so excited to read it too.
I know. I hadn't even read it and I pre-ordered the second book.
I hadn't even read it and I pre-ordered the second book because everyone loved it. So I was like, oh, this is going to be like life-altering.
I didn't like it.
I didn't read the second one.
Mm-mm.
I'm so sorry if you like that book. I'm so sorry.
I understand if you like it, but it just like wasn't for me.
Was not for me.
I felt like it was overrated.
Oh my
and maybe
God, can I please stop yawning?
And maybe it was just the fact that like everyone had hyped it up so much.
Yeah, I think I had really high expectations, which is not helpful.
I actually don't think that this is overrated, but it was like a disappointment, and so I think it became kind of overrated.
So it is overrated.
So yeah, okay, so it is overrated.
We just went in a little.
But the last book in Crescent City that Sarah just released. What was that? Shoot.
House of.
I think that's House of Flame and Shadow.
House of something.
House of Flame and Shadow. Wow, I'm a god.
You killed that.
Yeah, House of Flame and Shadow. Like, and I really like Crescent City, like that series. I loved the first book. I loved the second book. I really like those characters a lot. And then I got to House of Flame and Shadow, and why did I rate it so high? I need to knock that down because that's not correct.
Real.
But yeah, the hype around it was so high because of it's Sarah, and then I just really, really did not like that book. And I think most people agree.
Yeah, a lot of people were saying, they were like, oh, the first two, great.
I'm knocking this down right now.
Like, that's yeah.
2
But then I've
stars.
seen people, like, rave about it, too, so I don't know.
Yeah, no. Just
another
wasn't for me.
chance to say this one. Deep End by Ellie Hazelwood.
Yeah.
It came out, and immediately everybody on Instagram, TikTok, everywhere was like, I love it so much. This is the best book ever. This is her best work yet. Blah, 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 blah. We already know how I feel about that book. I disagree.
Yeah. I haven't read it yet. I will, though.
Yeah. You might really like it. I think it was just my interpretation of it. Not a fan.
Best villain.
I mean, again, Fourth Wing has some really good ones that she just, like, knows how to make us, like, love to hate people. So I think there's some really good villains, especially in Onyx Storm.
I have one.
In Onyx Storm, we got a really good villain, like, specific villain, not a group, which I loved. Because then I was like, okay, I actually, like, have someone now that I'm, like, rooting against, you know? Oh, and Icebreaker.
Yeah, that is a
Aaron.
good villain. Ew. Hate Aaron. I have the best villain of all time. Voldemort.
Oh, duh.
He's the best villain in my opinion.
But I haven't read the books.
Yeah, see, the thing about Harry Potter as a series and why, like, to me, the best villain thing I'll always think of Voldemort is just that he's so specific from book one.
Yeah.
You have such a specific villain.
Yeah.
From the very beginning.
Oh my
God. All the way until the end.
Fictional world that I want to be in. Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Sorry. Continue.
Yeah.
So sorry. You were really making a incredible point. I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay. I agree. I would want to live there too. But yeah, he's just such a distinct, well-rounded, like, really fleshed out villain that you get from book 1 all the way to book 7.
Yeah.
You know? And there's just very few books that I've read since that are like that.
Yeah. That's
like
a really good point.
Not even ACOTAR.
Yeah, no.
Like, your villain changes throughout. Yeah. Based on the amount of information that she has. But Harry Potter is just like, yeah, he gains more information. He learns so much more. And there are more than just
still the
him as a villain. But it's like he is the main villain throughout the entire series.
That's a really good point.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't read anything like that.
Mm-mm. It's incredible.
So I'm like,
one day you'll read Harry Potter and it's going to change your world.
I know.
So
I
good.
I know. I just, when everyone else was reading it, I refused to pick up a book. So,
this one?
My bad.
Okay, next one.
Thank you. Book that deserves a better, deserves a better adaptation. Sorry, I almost started reading that one and the one below it at the same time. Red, White, and Royal Blue.
Yeah.
The book.
Divergent.
Incredible. Oh, yeah. Red, White, and Royal Blue, though, the movie is, like, a fun movie. Not a good adaptation. Like, it needed to be so much longer. There was so much left out, I felt. It moved far too fast. It just didn't feel like the book. I was like, no, did not like it. So, and I just love that book so much. Like, it just deserved so much better.
Yeah, it did.
We were all so excited that it was getting a movie. And then we watched it and we were like, oh, it's just far too short. And I know it was supposed to be longer. And they, like, cut a bunch.
I don't know.
Which I'm like,
probably, like, trying to make it digestible for the masses. But, yeah, no, Divergent for me. Always Divergent. They didn't even finish making the movies. Like, the last movie,
really?
Yeah.
Oh.
They were going to split the last movie into 2 parts.
Oh.
And they did so bad. Like, it did so bad that they ended up just, like, cutting it off after the 3rd movie. The 3rd movie sucked, and it didn't end the way that the books did, and it was terrible. And
I did not know that.
And the 2nd movie's so bad, and those books are awesome, and yeah.
I did not know that.
Mm-hmm.
I tried to read those books, and I didn't. I got to them, like picking. Mm-hmm. And that was it. I said, all right.
Were you like a child?
Yeah.
Okay, right.
Right. It was, again, when I would, I started so many books. Because you guys would always be like, no, read this one. You'll actually like this one. Read this one. You're actually going to like this one. You'll actually be able to get through this one. It never happened. It never happened. I started so many.
Yeah.
I started the Harry Potter books. And then I was like, these are too wordy. I'm over it. And I pitched them. I started Divergent. Couldn't do it. Maze Runner I actually did finish.
Yeah,
but Maze Runner is good. Of the series.
That
I just read
also,
the first one.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that also kind of deserved a better adaptation. The first one, the movie was pretty decent.
Yeah, the first one isn't bad. It's fine.
It's like as the series went on, it deserved more. Yeah. It deserved more. But Divergent will always, I'll die on that hill.
That's so fair. Super valid. And I will die on the red, white, and royal blue hill.
Yeah,
I really hope that People We Meet on Vacation is good.
I think it will be.
I'm so excited about that movie. So I think it will be. I really do think it will be. But I'm just I'm a little weary.
I think it'll be good.
I'm setting my expectations low. I'm keeping them reasonable. That way when it's really good, I'll be so excited about it,
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay, our last one, which we both kind of already have something in this category, but most likely to be reread every year.
Oh, okay. Well, I do have one that I reread every year, Icebreaker. I reread Icebreaker at the same time every year, and it wasn't even intentional until I went in. This year I started at the very beginning of March, or very end of February, and I went to my Goodreads and I was like, I wonder the last time I read it. And I'd read it 2 times before, and they were exactly a year apart, end of February, beginning of March, and I was like, right. So that's kind of become a tradition to reread. And then, gosh, The Right Move, I will just reread a million times over again. It doesn't even need to be every year. And Terms and Conditions, I will reread.
I always reread Between the Lines. Mm-hmm. I've reread it pretty much every year since I was 13 years old, even younger than that, since I was 11 years old, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that book, but I think after reading Everything I Know About Love, I think that might become an every year reread, or at least every other year. Throughout my 20s, for sure, I cried really hard. So.
I did too. I already did. It's just, oh God, it's so good.
Yeah.
It's so good. I feel like it was a book that, we just needed.
Yeah.
Every girl in their 20s just needs that book.
Yeah. Yeah, desperately needs that book. So yeah, I think that's getting added to my reread category because it's just so comforting.
Yeah, it's really good. As you know, we talked about it, but
yeah,
just read it.
Anywho, that's all we have for you.
Yeah.
So thank you for listening. Hopefully you played along. If you have things that you want to put in the categories, please leave a comment.
We would love to know.
Yeah, love to know. We always need more suggestions.
Yes.
And more stuff to read.
Yeah.
Next week, we have a very exciting episode. Would you like to tell them?
Okay, so next week, we will be talking with Alexandra Kiley, author of Kilt Trip and Scott and Bothered. We have some questions prepared for her about both books, but Scott and Bothered was her most recent release. So a little bit more focused on that one, but she's so cool. She's so great. I just cannot wait to talk to her.
So we're
so excited.
Super
She's
excited.
So sweet, super cool person, incredibly talented. So please stay tuned. We hope you guys enjoy as much as we do.
Yeah, enjoy that episode because we're so excited and it's going to be a blast. And that's it. So don't forget to subscribe, leave comments down below, give the podcast big thumbs up, 5 stars.
Please and thank you. Follow us on TikTok and Instagram, both of which are @spineandink_pod.
Mm-hmm. And we will see you next week.
Bye.